It's on brand. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Please, sir, may I have some more? Orphans, Cronos, time travel. Today on.
You're gonna have to explain these orphans.
You forgot the Z's.
Don't orphan over the intro.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Press B to Cancel. I am your host today, Werewolf, but Chard has the most experience with this, so he dropped our one-liner today. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
I am joined by Chard and Sick Jake. How you guys doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Great.
Go Mariners. Go M's.
Go sports ball. That's hockey, right?
And it is in Rocket League.
It's not Rocket.
I've been watching baseball. I know.
All right. Tonight we are talking about Cronos, the New Dawn. And I only know a little bit about it because I watched about an hour and a half, 2 hours of it. That's about the extent of my knowledge of this, but it seems really interesting. So we're gonna sort of dive into it, where Chard kind of explains it to us tonight. So this is gonna be Chard Monk Explains It All, is what we're doing this evening.
My Cronos lore drop will be hitting hard tonight.
In my defense, I did watch a little bit of clips of your gameplay, but then I went to the Wikipedia to look up the story, and
it's crazy.
This game is weirder than I thought it was going to be. So you have to explain this to us.
I honestly like this. Seems like it's going to be the kind of mind-bending nonsense like what we got in Breakdown, which I am all for.
Yeah,
you get this like really bizarre story of jumping back and forth in time, and I don't know, like, do they ever tell you what year you're in at the beginning of the game?
Yeah, it's like 1980, 1981 ish.
No, because I thought the time travel backward was 85.
It is an alternate reality where you're still in the 80s later on, so it's probably 85, but you jump back to 81. So that's, but it is.
Oh, really? It's that
reality. Poland in the 80s.
So Poland in the 80s is where you start.
I picked up it was in the 80s, but I thought like all the notices and stuff were set in 85. So I figured like all the travelers present was beyond that time.
Little bit. It's not far. It's not far after everything kind of hits the
I
fan.
assumed we're looking like 10 to 25 years past that.
No, it's
okay,
actually.
You gotta explain what the story is, because like, what the hell's a traveler? Like, you gotta start from the beginning.
The main character is the traveler, and they didn't really give a whole lot of context to what the traveler is right off the bat. She's just the traveler, and then you find out why she's the traveler later.
Right. This game is exceptionally shrouded in mystery, and they've done a good job. And I have yet to finish it. I'm like probably an hour or 2 hours away from beating the game. So I'm right at that pivotal moment. So I won't be able to spoil really anything for anybody, because I know there's spoilers there, but I don't know what they are entirely yet. So I can't really ruin the end of the game for anybody. But basically, yes. So the whole premise of the game is 1980s Poland. I don't know. So I think it's 81. Wolf thinks it's 85. We're just going to say 80s. We're just going to round it to the whole mess of the 80s. 1980s Poland, alternative universe of it's basically like, Cold War stuff. We've got what am I thinking of? The socialism going on, Poland getting together and creating this town or this place called New Dawn. And it's a socialist camp, and everybody's there, and they're working at the steel mill, and they're doing this, that, and other. It's like Chernobyl, essentially. We'll just call it that. It's basically they built this town around this work, and they moved everybody out there, and they're all living in this new place called New Dawn. Well, something went down, something real bad went down, and as you start the game up, you are the traveler. You look like punk rock or a cyberpunk Mysterio, for those of you who are Spider-Man fans. And
like a diving suit, really.
Exactly.
Diving suit is the perfect description, where you're woken up, your character is woken up, and they do these psychological tests on you, and you have to answer these questions. And I don't know if it determines anything, if it changes any outcomes. I'm not sure. We haven't found that out yet. But then you wake up and you are sent out on a mission, and your mission is to find your predecessor who has a number that's like yours. I think yours is ND 3576 or something. And the predecessor before that is like 3600. And you need to go find the anchor and move forward. And your sole purpose as the traveler is to discover what happened in this timeline, why the world went to shit, and to fix it, and try to either solve it or stop it or heal the world in some way, shape, or form. That's all you know. You're like, I've been put on this
Okay.
planet to fix shit. That's where I'm coming out. I'm waking up to do this whole thing.
So
And
they
you
don't
were
give any
like,
backstory in her history or where she's coming from. Literally, just
nope.
you wake
No.
up
I
and you're off to find
still
your predecessor. That's it.
At this
Yeah.
point, there are still
Huh.
debates as to what the main character actually is. Is she human? We know she's a she. I know that because she has a female
Okay.
voice that talks. But I don't know if it's a robot. I don't know if it's a human. I don't know if it's a space alien. No idea, because there's no defining, besides having, 2 arms, 5 fingers, and 2 legs, a torso, and a head. That's basically all you have to work with.
Okay.
And yeah, you're just sent out to deal with these things. So it's basically like a pandemic that has hit this area, um, and these people have been turned into very creepy monsters for some reason. Why, we don't know. We don't know what's going on. You just know that they're there, and you have to find essences of people in the past that have firsthand knowledge of what has happened in the past, and you take their souls and you give them to this thing called the collective, which is the beings that you have woken you up and have sent you on this mission. They are your boss, basically. They're like, they are the Jeff Bezos of the fucking people. You go out there and you are just getting people to give the collective to try and solve what happened. And the creatures, they call them orphans. Why? Don't know. Don't know why they called them orphans.
You don't know yet?
No, they just
Shit.
called them orphans. My assumption is that because they have no connection, and there's like
Okay.
it's very Dead Space in the hive mind thing. And I'm just going to keep on rambling unless somebody has like more specific questions. So that's the premise: is you've woken up, you're in
Okay.
this dystopian world, and you're out to try and figure out what the hell has happened because the collective told you, go out, solve the problem. You're like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we gonna do with
So
it?
is it like an organization, or is it a cult? Is it the cult of In-N-Out Burgers?
They also
Yeah.
kind of refer to it as the vocation.
Yeah, well, the
Vocation.
vocation, I believe, is where you wake up, essentially, and that
Oh, is that
weird,
what it is?
yeah, the weird shell that you've woken up and walk out of is the vocation. But the collective, what the collective appears to me is some kind of all-encompassing umbrella of beings, of entities. I'm not sure yet because nobody from the collective really talks to you. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about it is there's so much. The why I like this game and why I think it's so spectacular is you are so into the character's head when you start because of the way they design this, that you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna go do this job. You don't ask why, you don't care why. Someone told you to do it, and you go out and you do it. Later on, when you, as the player, as me, Chard Monk, am playing this game, and I start asking questions about this, my character is also doing the same thing about the same
Right.
time, where I'm like, this doesn't make sense. And she's like, this doesn't make sense. And it's really cool how quickly they had you process with the character processing that this doesn't make sense, or something's not right, or something's off. But I'm still doing my thing.
It's odd because, like I said, I tried looking at the Wikipedia entry for the plot of this game, and I guess I have some spoilers, which I won't talk about then, because I have a bit more history on it. But it's just so weird they give you nothing at the beginning of the game. It's almost like your character has amnesia or something. It's just a blank slate.
Yeah,
It's neat, though. Yeah.
She she acts like a blank slate. Like she
Right.
doesn't. She speaks very
Monotone.
monotonically,
Yeah.
and uh she sounds like she doesn't really have any emotional inflection whatsoever for anything.
Yeah. Not until later.
Um, Everything she says is very like statement of fact.
Yeah. Yep.
There's no curiosity.
Yep.
There's none of that. It's literally just this is what happened.
I feel
This
there's
is
a
what's
lot
going
of.
on.
I feel like there's been a little bit of the Mandalorian was pulled from,
Okay.
into this game. Like just that because it's the same kind of concept. You got this person in mystery. They don't show their face. They have their saying, right? Um, he has this is the way, this is our cause, like for the cause, like that's what they keep saying, and they just
Right.
keep marching forward and they don't question it. They don't ask question.
They
Such
don't
is
tell
our
you what the
calling.
cause is. They
Nope.
just
Yeah,
you just
such
Such
is
is
our
our
calling.
calling.
This is the
Such is our
way.
calling. This is the way. Such is our calling. So
so
at
weird.
the end of every you go around and you hear video and there's the predecessors or previous travelers that have come through. Basically, it's that whole deal like Clear Obscura. This is a perfect example. Jake will get this reference. Clear Obscura, the team goes out. They don't succeed, but they set up for the next team to be able to come through
Right.
to succeed, right?
Right.
For the ones who came after. It's the same concept of you'll read a lot of notes or you'll hear a lot of videos of predecessors before you saying, "Hey, this is a really shitty spot. I've shut it down so no one can go in there because the
Yeah.
predecessors before me did not make it out. We will find
Okay.
another way around, such as our calling." And that's how they end like each thing that they've said or written. So
Okay.
you're just following behind the last group of people to try and finish the next set of stuff. There's apparently not supposed to be more than one traveler out at one time. So one traveler falls, another wakes up and goes and does this mission until they can solve it.
When you wake up, are you surrounded by other travelers,
No,
or is it just no, just completely
no.
isolated?
You are in the vocation,
Okay.
waking up, you're like strapped to a bed and they're doing like this synapsis. It's a Rorschach
Yeah.
test basically, where they shows
Mm,
you something and you pick what it is and then you go from there.
and then like before you open this capsule you're in, it feels like almost like it reminded me of Halo a little bit. Halo
Mhm,
3 ODST, the drop shock troopers,
mhm.
where they came
Oh,
down in their pods and then those pods open after they land. It felt like that,
right,
but there was no landing. It's
right.
just the pod is already there on the ground and opens up for her.
Yeah, it feels like the vocation is stationed somewhere
So it
on
was,
Earth. Like it's a place already there that they're popping these travelers out from, but
Okay.
there's not enough detail, and I don't know enough from why it's here. It just feels like it's one of those, meh, it's there right now. Like it's just there. That's where it's at. So
yeah. And so while you're playing in, I don't know if you time travel to other times other than 81,
mhm,
because I looked it up and yeah, it's 81. And then there's the present, right? So while you're playing in the present, it's you get drip fed information here and there. And you'll see like tagging on the wall and stuff like that. And
yep,
it'll translate it for you if you look at it, which is cool.
yeah,
Um, but then when you go back to 1981, it's like lore dump everywhere
yep, yeah,
because
yep,
there's a lot less combat back
yep.
then.
Oh,
There is still combat,
yeah,
but
because I thought
at
there was
least,
less combat too, and there's some good jump
well,
scares in there.
yeah. But I was watching and I was like, man, this is a lot of. I was kind of surprised. I thought it was going to be a huge tonal shift going to the past where there wouldn't be combat.
Mhm,
And you end up having interactions with other characters and
yep,
choosing your dialogue and things like that. And like
yep,
one of the characters was really cool because you actually interact with her before you go back to the past.
mhm,
And I don't want to spoil how that is because it was just kind of cool how it went down.
yeah,
um but you interact with her and find out a little bit more about who you're targeting and stuff like that. But you see newspaper articles and journal entries and all sorts of stuff that didn't make it to when you are in the present.
right,
So
Right.
it's giving you more information of what's going on, what the government is trying to do to quell what's happening,
Right.
what they're encouraging people to do, what people are personally doing, even though the government has told them otherwise, things like
Right.
that.
Yep. Yep. It's really cool. There's
And
some kind
then,
of temporal disturbance that happens there too that I still haven't figured out. That's happened in the future, but because everything's destroyed in the future or not in great condition, it makes sense that the stuff that you can't read because it's destroyed there's so much more of it because it puts you when you jump back in time, it puts you like right before the incident. Like it is
That's
yeah,
what I
leading
was
up
going to
to it.
ask. So when you time
Yeah.
travel, like you're in the present or the future, whatever the hell it is, and you travel back in time, is it the same map but in the 80s, or is it
yeah,
different locations? It is. Oh,
Yep.
that's really cool.
Same
Then
exact thing.
yeah.
Yep. It's the
okay,
same exact
So
layout,
it's the same place, but not just
but
destroyed and
normal.
decayed.
Yeah, but
right,
normal-ish. You'll be in this like there's a hotel that you're in or an apartment complex that you're in pretty early on, and you have to figure out how to navigate because it's been, it's walls are crumbling in and there's fleshy walls blocking shit, and you've got to manipulate time to move things around. But then when you go back in time, you're in the room and it's everything's perfectly together. Doors open, you can go in and out of
right.
places. There's hallways and all the stuff that you just walked up that was destroyed is now just fine and you could just carry yourself down and you hear
Yeah,
people yelling inside their rooms and there's people talking and you can pick up what they're saying and it actually explains some of the things that were happening in the future before they happen. So it's a cool little like, link up from what you just saw or what you just dealt with.
Are these orphan monsters in the
and
past as
yeah,
well?
I
Nope. Go ahead, Wolf, too.
there are some, yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. It's kind of where it starts. Like in that
right.
timeline, they start there. So you do run into some of them. You just run into a lot more of them. They have a really cool gimmick too, because in Dead Space, it was cut off the limbs, right? You can't shoot them, hit them in the body, it's not gonna do anything. You gotta dissect them to really take them down. This game's trick or its thing is that the orphans will merge with one another. So if you're fighting a group of orphans and you kill one, it will merge with that last one and make that one stronger and it will take on a new characteristic. So it'll get stone flesh, it'll get spikes, it'll shoot poison
Oh,
at
okay,
you, and it will
Yeah.
anything. So if you've got and you'll have like a horde of 6 of these guys coming at you, and if you kill one of them, they will all glom to that one, and someone will take that on. You kill another one, then another that same one will still keep absorbing
Mhm.
them, and they will become nearly impossible to take down. So the whole point of the game is to not let them merge. So you have to eradicate the dead bodies before they come and try to merge with those bodies. It's a really cool trope, I guess you could say.
Yeah, there's a few ways to burn the bodies.
Yeah.
There could be something explosive nearby, or you get torches that let you, or a flamethrower kind of
Yeah.
thing that lets you just torch things around you real quick.
Yep. Yep.
And they seem like they make really good use of the explosives and strategically place them for the first boss fight. Wow, that was really neat to watch. I was like, this is super cool.
Yeah. I forget what she's called. She's the untethered or something. She is insane. That first boss fight is maddening. And there's a lot of this game brings, I think, horror survival back to the forefront of surviving. This game is not easy. I mean, even at
Yeah,
the
I had a
beginning,
spot where I
it's
wiped out like 4 times in a row before I beat it. And
yeah,
that wasn't even the like I played a little bit of it, but
yeah,
like yeah, it was I
yeah.
was like,
This
nope,
this
I'm just
is
gonna watch this one.
this is no cakewalk. There's definitely at the very beginning of the game, much like Dark Souls and stuff. It's not doesn't play like Dark Souls, so don't say that. But
okay,
in the sense of death is just a learning experience, is basically what it says. If you
right.
die, learn from it.
Mhm.
Change your method and move forward. That's
So
that's
how
what
is
they
it
say.
hard? Like, is it because I mean I think survival horror. I keep thinking of Resident Evil, which is decades old at this point. Like, how is it difficult? Is it the animations are slow, like Elden Ring
No.
or clunky, or is it just damage
You
sponge
don't
enemies? Like
you
what
don't
makes this
always
hard?
have you do not always have enough of what you need to get past something. Like if you
Okay.
think you have enough ammunition, you probably don't. And
Yeah.
you can't hoard it because you have very limited space and storage space to move your stuff around. So there is item management in this game. You can expand upon that. You can upgrade your suit and carry more spots, but it gives you like a slot. So it's not like you get a briefcase like with a full of a whole nother section of shit. And even with fully upgraded slots in your suit, it's still item management. And that's picking up collectibles, that's picking up, weaponry, health items. You have to pick and choose what you think you need to bring with you. And everything else, there's like Resident Evil, there's a storage locker in each of the travelers save zones that you come across. You can drop stuff off in this box and then come back and get it later if you want to, or if you progress to the next area and find another save zone, it's in there. You can pull it out, use it if you want to. I found myself actually storing weapons in there because it's like I don't use this one very often and I need the space. So you can have up to like 6 weapons that I'm aware of. That's 6 slots that you're taking up that could be
Okay.
used for health
Plus, if you have
items or
extra
whatever.
ammo, those are all slots too.
Yep. Yep.
And
So yeah,
let's say you've got a lot of ammo for one of those. It might not take 1 slot. It might take 2 slots because they have a cap on how many can fit in a slot.
exactly.
And then, there's also, the stack sizes sometimes are very limited. Like healing items seem to be capped at like stack of 1.
Yep.
I don't know if you can upgrade that later or not, but
You can get more
the
resources.
torches, I think you can upgrade that. Yeah, I know you can upgrade how many resources you can hold, which is like
Mhm.
3 of each at first.
Yep.
You can expand your inventory size. Like all these upgrades that I'm talking about right now require a currency called cores.
Yep.
And it's less of a currency and more of a found item because the cores also take up an inventory slot. And so you got to get them back and hold on to them in your
Your
chest.
suit.
And
Yep.
then there's also credits, which are
Energy.
essentially just
Yep.
energy.
Yep.
You,
Yeah, you
beating
find
the
energy,
first
you
boss
spend
drops
energy.
a battery. You
Yeah.
see a freaking car battery
Yep.
drop from it,
And it's like
and you pick it
2,000
up, and it's
energy.
like, here's 1,000 credits. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yep. You
Okay.
find random
All right.
energy, you find random batteries lying around the map. You pick those up.
Yeah. Or
It's your currency to buy more ammunition, life, upgrade your guns. The suit takes cores. Like the suit, there's certain things that take cores and certain things that only take energy. So you can upgrade your weapons if you don't have
yeah.
enough cores.
Who
But the
who are you
suit
buying from?
requires cores. You're from the
Uh
collective.
yeah.
From
They have like a
And
store, like a quickie mart type of
Yeah.
thing?
it's sort of it's a terminal.
yeah, it's a terminal.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Vending
Same place you
machine.
save. Yeah.
Sure.
It's a vending
Yeah,
machine.
where
It's
whenever
exactly
you
what it
can
is.
save, you can also upgrade, you can also store your stuff. Like
Yep.
it's a I don't remember what they call the rooms, but when she finds one in the past, she mentions, "Oh, I found one in the past. I'm on the right path."
Yeah. It's like I can't remember the name of the rooms either, but they are, yeah. So it's just a save. It's like what are they, what the fuck was it called? Traveler's Terminal or something like that, I think is what they
Okay.
were called. But yeah, you kick it around there and the the basic like the heart of the pandemic started at this place called the Steelworks. So it centers a lot around the steelworks and the surrounding areas. It's basically Chernobyl. You go into the steelworks to try and solve this whole thing, and you uncover more questions than answers as you would expect in a game of this caliber. It just the deeper your character digs, the more you're going, what is going on? But they did such a good job in the writing and the acting and
Yeah.
the showing it to you that it's riveting. It's really well done. I think the story in this is like top notch of what
Yeah.
we've been getting these
I
days.
have a real soft spot for sci-fi that deals with time travel.
Mhm.
I didn't realize that
Yeah, same.
that's what this game was, right? Like I
Yeah.
mean, one of my favorite action movies. It's a bad one, but I still love Time Cop.
Yeah.
Just the idea that he's going back in time is as
Yeah.
cheesy as that is. It's really rad. So I like how this is, or was it Millennium, which was a much better one from ages
Millennium's
ago,
a good one.
right?
Yeah.
The idea where it's like a post-apocalyptic world and they're going back in time. That's really interesting to me, and
Yeah.
the fact that you're dressed like an old timey diving bell suit
Yeah.
at the same time is really rad. I didn't realize that. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a dark Metroid. I don't know.
It's a very
Yeah,
cool spin on an alternate reality of, I guess, the Soviet things
right.
and the socialism and shit of the 80s.
Yeah.
What kind of weapons are there in the game? Like, I mean, this game is there's combat. Is heavily combat focused, or maybe it's
Yes.
like survival horror, I guess. So a mix of
It's
both.
survival
How,
horror. It's a mix of
Right.
both.
yeah.
Okay.
How
Yeah.
many weapons have you acquired so far, Chard?
Got to do a count here. Sorry. This is great for
I
audio.
only I only
1,
saw up
2,
to 2 weapons
3,
while he's remembering. I
4,
saw
5.
a pistol, which they called the hammer, I believe.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
The
then I
saber.
don't remember what they call the shotgun.
That
Is
was
that the hammer?
that's the hammer. The saber is
Okay.
the pistol, which is the start of the weapons that you
Okay.
start with. It's all there's stomping. Hello, Dead Space. There's stomping
Yeah.
and you can swing
And
your
punching.
weapon and there's punching, but it even tells you don't even try. Punch, don't take things on fisticuffs. You're not gonna get anywhere. It's good to push something off of you and then get the hell
Right.
out of there. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's
But
straight from
it's
Resident
all
Evil, right? Don't
yeah,
don't even waste your
it's
time
all
stomping a
weaponry.
zombie's skull. It's not worth it. You
Right.
know.
So,
Well,
and like
it
me,
is
with my Dead Space background, I stomp every dead body because this is what I'm used to doing. Doesn't do you any good, but I still kick the shit out of anything that's down.
yeah, I would imagine the further in the game you get, the stronger the enemies get. So early
Yeah.
on you can get away with beating them up, it seems like, but I imagine later on that's not going to be quite as easy.
I
And
feel that the
it's more like dancing back and forth. Like you
yeah,
shoot them and like
and run.
it knocks them off balance a little,
Yep.
and then you can punch them and that knocks them off balance a little, and then
Right.
you can shoot them
Yep.
again. So it's all about timing things, but sometimes they don't react like that. You need to GTFO
Yeah.
and, reconvene a little.
Yep. You gotta regroup.
Regroup.
You gotta regroup a
Yeah.
Got it.
lot. There's a
Yeah.
lot of regrouping in this because there's a lot of I guess you could say staged battles that you do where you walk into a room and a lot of the time further on you can tell that this is going to be a shit show because they have the time. There's these things called time balls. There's balls of light that basically is you can manipulate the time with a tool that you find pretty early
Oh
on in the
yeah.
game, and it will open a door or make a
Anomalies?
walkway. Anomalies, thank you. It was anomalies, and you'll see a bunch of these little anomalies in this room, and they are always either fire barrels or an explosive barrel of some kind. And when they're anomalies, you can use them after so long again and again and again. Once they explode, you gotta wait a little bit, and then you can reassemble them and use them again. So a lot of it
Oh,
is
cool.
charge shot, pew pew, run away, have them kite over to an explosive barrel, explode said barrel, run away, wait until it comes back, do the anomaly, rebuild it, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of really cool combat tactics that's not just point and shoot. It's use your traps, use tools that are given to you, use the environment to the best of your abilities, and it works
Okay.
out. It works out pretty cool.
So there are 7 weapons total in the game, which
Yeah,
is a decent
I think
amount
I got
for this
6 of
kind of
them,
game.
but I
So
must have more.
sorry, there's weapons. Is there powers?
Not that you can use as an attack. There's the flame thing that Wolf mentioned. You eventually get to get like an incendiary grenade that you can use that shoots it out a little
Okay.
bit further. But there's no powers. There's no telekinesis. There's no speed
Okay.
up. There's no
So the
nothing.
cores are more just like inventory space and passive upgrades. And okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
get your suit better stability, make your flame last longer or burn out farther or something like that. But you're pretty much equipped with what you're equipped with, except for finding different weapons throughout the game as you progress through.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's not
And
really a Metroidvania. There's no real backtracking. This game is very linear. It very much takes you in a direction. You could backtrack a bit and unlock things like you'll get a tool to open up chains. You'll go back and unlock that, but it's usually within the same realm. And if you progress too far, you can't go back there because you've progressed the story too far. So
Okay.
it's
there
not
So
there
yeah.
not
also
open world.
seems to be there also seems to be a bit of foreshadowing when you're about to experience something that ups the ante for the player.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is the traveler's flashlight will flicker out,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
something will happen, and then your flashlight will flicker back on.
Yep.
and it'll be fine. And then, you get dropped into the circumstance. It's like, oh crap.
Yep. It's cool. It's this game has got
They
me
use
pretty
that.
it's not to the extent of like Alien Isolation, like stressfulness, but it certainly has had me going, okay, I'm a little I need to take a minute. This is
Right.
getting me a little wound up. There's been some great jump scares in this too. A
Yeah,
lot of
you were
good jump
saying
scares.
there's jump scares. This is why I don't play these games. The jump
It's
scares get me
nothing
every time.
it's nothing to the level of like Devour where it's in your face and you're like, God, it's loud noises. It's
Right.
just you turn a corner and you don't expect something to be there, and it's like, oh hi, and you're like, shit.
Yeah.
What
Or
are you
you're
here?
walking through a hallway and, it gives way and you fall to the floor below.
Right.
Or
Oh.
you'll be walking through somewhere and a door will just bust open with a monster. And then you got to fight it.
Yeah.
So
But
it's
Okay.
that's about the
good.
extent of the jump scares I saw.
Yeah. It's not it's like Visage level where you're like, I am going to die if I play this game another minute.
Yeah, it's the
I need
no
to
heart
walk
attack
away.
inducing kind
Yeah.
of stuff, I don't
It'll
think.
get
But
you, but it won't get you to the point where you're like, I gotta stop playing this for a minute. I need
I
5 minutes, guys. I need 5.
I will say, like, the atmosphere though is on point for survival horror,
Oh, it's
right?
great.
You're constantly constantly using the flashlight. I've been skimming through the videos of your playthrough, Chard. It
Yeah.
seems to be a lot of the same grim, dark, fleshy
Yeah.
things, but you're always at the flashlight and it's always almost pitch dark. So they definitely nailed the horror vibe for sure.
Yeah.
It's neat.
This is they've outdone themselves. I'm
Yeah.
a huge fan of what Blooper is doing, and I really like that there's a lot of call outs to their previous games in this, that if you know kind of thing. There's an orphan that pops up and it's wearing a medium shirt. It's got the medium logo on it because the orphans were once humans, so some of them are still wearing clothes. There's the Layer of Fears painting that you find just randomly in one of the rooms. There's a few call outs to like Silent Hill or Observer. There's some really cool, like, they're just like, hey, go check out these games too. While you're done playing this, go check these
Well,
ones
I was
out.
gonna
We
say,
made
because
these
Bloober
too.
Team has been around since 2008 is when they were founded. I always heard like their early games, a lot of people shit on them. It wasn't really
They're
until
not
Silent
bad.
Hill last year where they really got
Yeah.
their reputation taking off. Right? I mean, now
Yeah.
they're one of the studios right now for games. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
I was interested to see how Cronos would get reviewed because I know how much of a success Silent Hill was, but I know
Mhm.
how many people slander their older stuff. I'm really glad to see that Cronos is a good game. It's interesting. I
Same.
like how original it is too. There's nothing
Yeah.
like quite like the storyline. I love that. It's a very original
Yeah.
story. But I've
And
never
that's
played their
and
older stuff. You said Layers of Fear? I think that's one
Layers
the
of
ones I
Fear.
heard.
I know I've watched one of our fellow streamers, Stripey, has played Layers of Fear. It's
Okay.
pretty good. I've played Observer. I played it in the past. It's it turns into a horror game. Like, it doesn't start out as one. It starts out as basically like a cop looking for his son kind of game in a very dystopian, cybernetic, cyberpunk kind of place, and then it turns into it does some crazy shit. Um,
Of course.
Medium's one that I've messed around with. I know a lot of people don't give a lot of love to the medium, but the thing that I like about Blooper, and yes, they recreated and remade one of my favorite games in the horror series, if not of all time, and made it beautiful, made it phenomenal, out of this world everywhere. So of course I'm a little biased, but I feel like all of their games have some cool trope that you don't get a lot of places. The medium has a feature in it where you are playing literally two different worlds at the same time. So it's split screens. You are in like a spirit world while you're also navigating the real world. So you're
Okay.
watching your character move around the real world room, but also in how it looks in the spirit realm. It's a really cool concept. I have not played with it enough to really say this is neat or this was a waste of time or whatever. I'll be doing that later, but it seems like they always bring so far they brought some cool little trope with them that you don't see a lot of or you don't hear a lot of. And I don't know, maybe it was some of that stuff is just so out there for some people that they just don't care for that concept. I think it's kind of cool. I like my horror games to have some kind of the fucking camera flash on
Yeah.
Visage is literally the only reason that I was like, I gotta play that. That's that one little story with that one little thing. I was like, that is genius. That is horrifying on levels that I never thought possible. And it did not disappoint. I have never been more scared in
Yeah,
my life than I was doing Lucy's story with that flashlight. So
that was
things
so stressful.
exactly. So things like that. Alien Isolation, they gave you weapons. You have weapons and you still feel powerless throughout the entire game. I
Right.
mean, come on. Dude's cranking out a flamethrower and I'm still fearing for my life. How is that supposed to? You're supposed to feel like a badass when you've got a flamethrower on you. Nope. Nope, you do not. You are still scared to death. And it's the same thing with like with the bloopers with Kronos' stuff. Like you
Well, that's
just
what I was
don't feel like
asking.
there's ever enough. There's never
Okay.
enough where you can feel safe moving on to the next thing. And I haven't seen a horror
Yeah,
survivor game like that in a long, long time. And I'm not saying it's new because it's definitely not new,
Right.
but it
no,
hasn't
but
been done to this level before in a while, in my opinion.
yeah, like I was curious what the accessibility settings were in this, and it's literally just make things easier to see.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that's it?
There's
Nothing
no
about
yeah,
difficulty at all?
Yeah,
No?
yeah,
no,
there's no, they
I mean,
very
there's
much
an. I think there was an aim assist
yeah, there's an aim
and
assist.
like how
Yeah.
much it will assist,
Yeah.
but that's it.
They want you
There was nothing that looked like it was going to make enemies weaker or you
nope,
stronger. None of
nope.
that.
They want you to feel like you are trying to survive playing this game. And they're not shy about it. They're like, "You're gonna die. You're gonna die a lot. That's just the way it is." I watched a video with some of the devs on there that's just like, that's part of the game. Figuring out I'm in their Discord and people are like, "This game's too hard." They're like, don't do it the same way you've been doing it. There's a way around it.
Right.
Stop. Look at what you're doing because you keep doing the same thing. We're watching you play it. You're doing the same thing. Stop it. There's a
So
way around it.
is it frustrating then when you die a
Can
lot,
be.
or is it really comes down to, well, once you figure out the trick to an encounter, then it's fine. Then that's the point, is to discover the trick to an encounter.
There's only been one boss fight where I was pretty heated, pretty
Okay.
heated. It was towards the end of the game. It was a much more, it was a later boss in the game. But I felt like every time I did die, I did a better job of looking around the room. Like the first death that I had, I just ran into the room and was like, "Oh shit, there's like 20 of them in here. Good. What am I gonna do? Oh, good, there's a barrel." And I ended up killing myself because I shot the barrel too close because I was
What
just
a
in a
good time.
panic state. So
Right.
this time, like I ran in and I scoped out the room. Like I tried to be more meticulous about where everything was. And then I no problem. Like I walked through a pretty I didn't it was still hard. I had like a bullet left when I was done. And that's something about the game too, is that if you walk out with any ammunition left, you did good. Because
Okay.
9 times out of 10, you're gonna be like on your last bullet and you're praying that you hit the right spot and you'll kill it and you'll be like, thank God. And then they'll drop like 4 bullets for you to pick up. And then you just go on to the next area.
So that was it. I think it was Alan Wake 2. I think Chard,
Mhm.
you played a little bit of that one too, where
I beat it. Yeah, I finished
you
it.
beat it. Where
Yep.
if you do run out of ammo, or if you use too much in a counter, the game will dynamically give you a bit more. Not a lot. You never feel like you have a lot of ammo in Alan Wake 2, but it feels
Mhm.
like it dynamically adjusted it on the fly. Because that was one of those the issues I had with the classic horror games, right? With Resident Evil, is you're nothing worse than when you run out of ammo. Because when you run out of ammo, you might as well just roll back a save. Like you're screwed,
Right.
right? There's just no way
Right.
around it. Does it feel like that here, or is it more that yes, you're limited in encounters, but there's ammo around the corner if you just get past this section? Like, do you feel like it's a waste of time when you run out
No.
of ammo that you have to reload? No? Okay.
I've ran out of ammo and been like, what the hell do I do? And then
Right.
you'll run by and one of the creatures you killed previously drops something and you can
Okay.
pick it up.
Okay.
There's some bosses that send some mobs at you and you kill the mobs and they will drop health and ammo, but they don't give you like you're not going to walk in there and get 20 bullets. You're going
Right.
to get 4. You're going to get 4. You're going to hopefully have well-placed shots with those 4. You're going to drop another one and it's going to drop 3 and you're going to
Right.
pick that up and you're just going to keep on keeping on to the best of your abilities. And if you run out of ammo and you die, you start over at a checkpoint. You don't have to, it's not a roll all the way back kind of thing. There are
Right.
checkpoints that are pretty gracious, I'd think, at this point. And then you're just gonna have to reassess and reevaluate how you did the last
Yeah.
fight you did.
Like the dance between difficulty of, like, difficult, like challenging but then frustrating is a tough dance to do, right? Like some games definitely do it better than others. I'm glad that the checkpoints are generous because that would be the thing. If the idea with this is, yes, the fights are hard, but you know that once you beat it, there's a checkpoint shortly after, so you not feel like you're wasting your time having to go back and forth to the same material again and again. Like that's fine. That's fair. And I don't mind being restricted on ammo because that invites you to be a little more creative with weapons you do have and not stick with the same weapon all the time. I think I think you had mentioned before, Chart, about Dead Space, how it feels like if you use the same weapon, it would let you, but in this game, you're really forced to use multiple weapons when they come to you.
Yeah, Dead Space has there's a thing in it, and even the remake did the same thing, which I found funny. That if you literally clear your inventory out of all the weapons that you have, and you just use the plasma cutter, for instance, which is my favorite weapon, you will get 99.5% plasma cutter ammunition drop all the time. So I tested the theory in this, and I cleared all my weapons out except for the saber, the pistol. No. You're still picking up weapon ammunition for things that I haven't even found yet. So it's like, okay, so they did not, you have to, and it even tells you, they say sometimes just picking up another gun is faster than reloading. So just do that. Like, so when you go into a room, make sure everything is loaded and ready to go. Because once you're running out and you get, you got to do crowd control. I spin my mouse wheel, I pull up my shotgun, it's loaded. I can push them back, go back to my gun, reload, and then keep going. So there's a lot of cool dancing that you do to survive all of these fights that I'm not used to doing. It's usually like, I love this gun, I'm sticking with this gun for the rest of the game. This one, you don't do that with this one. I think this one is really cool how they have you use everything you've got.
It's also interesting how the guns have a charge shot.
Yes.
So, you can charge up and shoot for more damage, but it's nowhere near as fast as just pulling the trigger.
Right. But like 2 charge shots can take something out for you or can stutter it. Like a lot of times if they're merging, if you hit something with a charge shot, it will stagger it and it'll stop merging, in which case then you can go in with either a couple pea shooter shots or pull out a different weapon or just hit them with a flame to get rid of, whatever body they're trying to absorb. So
charge shots use more ammo?
No, it's the same amount of ammo.
Okay.
It's just a longer
tactical
it's a longer
charge
charge.
shot then. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
I 90% of my shots are usually charge shots in this game. Unless I'm panic stricken and I just need to throw out some Hail Marys, I will always do a charge shot. Every single charge, not charred. Ha, got him. Charge shot. Yeah. This game's great. The story is great.
Oh.
The characters are great. The design, I think the design is spectacular. The soundtrack is a super banger. I absolutely love the music. It's that digital, industrial 80s style playthrough.
That's your jam.
It is killer music. Really love this soundtrack. I forget who the artist's name who's done it, but he also did, I think him and Akira, the guy that does all the Silent Hill music, they did the Medium music together. But this is his thing that he did by himself, and it is a banger soundtrack. I would definitely vote for this in like Game of the Year awards.
Yeah, the Golden Joystick nominees came out, I think, yesterday or today, and for Best Sound Design, this is one of the nominees, which
good.
Yeah, fantastic. It's like last year with Silent Hill, the Game Awards, right? Best Sound Design was Silent Hill. Like, it makes sense.
There's so many games. I mean, horror games just they lean so much, and Sinistar, and we've all talked about it. Sinistar and I talked about it ad nauseum, where horror games need a soundscape to make them what they are. So I feel like more work goes into a game like Cronos or a game like Silent Hill than Final Fantasy 14. I mean, it's cool. The music's great. I love the music of Final. I'm a huge Uematsu fan. I love the guy. But I mean, if you don't have the right sound, if you've got some 1930s fucking flapper dance going on in the background and it's not intended, it ruins your whole feel. You have to have the right swells and bangs and boops and bebops to really make this work. And I just like Silent Hill, this game's sound is just perfect. It's so well done. Even the characters talking, I love their voice, the voice modifications that they do to like the Traveler and some of the other characters you run into. I think the way they talk is very cool. Like Wolf said that they're very emotionless, but as the game progresses, you feel that they're children that are starting to understand things, and you start hearing inflection that wasn't there to begin with. There's not like, holy shit, there's growth in this character. This was a bad dude that turned into a really cool guy. It's just you can hear a blank slate finally getting some color to its palette a
Right.
little bit further on.
Yeah.
And I think it's really
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, I do wonder if this
I
is a game
also-
franchise. Sorry, Wolf, go ahead.
I was gonna say, where you just the video you just had in the background of Chard playing. I love that the game, like it sets you up to reward you for burning these walls. Like you
Yeah.
burn the wall, and usually there's like something on the other side. You're like, hey, here's some goodies,
Right.
and then that one you burn it, and here fight something monstrous.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
still
it's-
rewards you, but
Yeah.
it requires you to beat this beast of a thing that's like so much bigger than anything that the game has shown you yet.
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
There's and there's the choice of, do I unlock a door or do I use this to save my ass later on? Am I going to need this right away? And you've got to gamble. There might be something useful back there. Sometimes there's not. Sometimes there's death waiting behind the other side of the door, but you don't know because you're just like, I'm just roll the dice, and then you die and you say, fuck that, I'm not doing that again. But if you're me, you go, no, I'm going to fight this thing until it's dead, and you spend 20 minutes fighting a 5-minute fight. So, it's really. I keep saying it's really cool. That's my phrase of the day. Phrase of the day. It's really cool. It's really cool on how to, do I do this or do I not do this? Will this benefit me, or am I going to screw myself later if I do this? And I really like that. Do I bring the bolt cutters with me? No, I'm probably not going to run into anything. Shit, there's a door I need the bolt cutters for.
Right.
I got to go all the way back to grab them, or do I just remember where it's at? And sometimes you get lucky. Oh shit, this was a door. Very much. And again, I'm going to say Dark Souls just because there's shortcuts that they unlock, very much like Dark Souls, where there's a door that's locked when you get there. It opens from the other side. You manage to find a way around. You unlock that shortcut, and then you can go back to an area to get goodies, unlock doors that were locked,
Right.
things like that. So sometimes you get lucky with that, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're like, shit, that thing's 80 miles back. I am not going back there.
It's also worth mentioning that you don't always have to fight everything.
Mm-mm.
Sometimes running is your best option.
Yep. And that's, yeah.
Like there's rooms where like there's a bookcase or something that you have to push out of the way a little, and then you can squeeze through.
Yeah.
And then, you go through and do your things through this room, and then all of a sudden there's like 4 to 6 things and trying to kill you, and it's like, I don't want to try and kill these things in this tiny room.
Yeah.
So you run back for that bookcase and hope you hold that E
Long-
key or
yeah, yeah.
whatever your action button is
Yep.
long enough to squeeze through.
Yep.
And then they don't follow you through there. They're
Yep.
stuck in the little room.
So when you do run out of ammo, most of the time you can still progress. The enemies are just there as a wall. There's some rooms that are like you're locked in. You don't have any choice. You have to fight your way out. But there's a lot of times where even the game says, just run. Just run. There's no reason to sit and fight every single thing in this game.
Yeah.
You're not going to win. Just get the hell out of there. And I've proud to say that I've run from a couple of fights where I was like, no, there's
And
nothing I
sometimes
can
it's
do here. I've got 2 bullets.
Sometimes it's surprising what you can run from
Yeah.
that won't follow you.
Mhm.
The apartment building I saw, like you run out of the building where there's something chasing you from the top floor.
Yep.
If you just run out of the building, it's gone.
Yep. They'll leave you alone.
Okay.
Line of sight. Break the line of sight. You're good.
So I don't know if it was just too far or if it was despawned or what, but it just wasn't
Yeah.
there anymore. Wasn't having to deal with it.
Nope. They come out of they got these little fleshy mounds that they crawl out of. And sometimes they'll
Nests. I
nest
think.
themselves back in there. Yeah. But they're not like nests where you can destroy the nest. It's just that's where they come from when you start a fight that you're stuck in.
Right.
So
How many hours?
It's like forming of a legion in Castlevania.
exactly. I got quite a few. I want to say I'm at maybe 15 hours. Let me check my official mind.
I was just looking up the time to beat. I'm just curious how far along, but it does sound like you're toward the end. Then I am really curious how the game ends.
Wow,
and
24
whether
hours
this
of
is
playtime.
Well, it's 24 hours. Yeah, I think you're quite a ways. You got to be almost toward the end.
I'm like an hour,
The
2 hours away from the
Yeah.
final boss.
Yeah, the video I was watching was like it seemed to know the game like nobody's business. It was wild how well they were playing it and just doing everything.
Yeah.
And I think that video is even
Not
12
my
and a half
video.
hours.
Yeah.
Clearly
Not
not
your
my
video.
video.
No, but even that one is like a 12 and a half hour video. It's just a single long play of 100%
Yeah.
completion.
Yeah.
I think
And I
how
was
long
like,
to
holy
play it
crap.
said from 10 to 12 hours.
Time to Beat says 14 hours for mainline, and then if you do side quests, it's like 18 to 20, and then if you're completionist, it's like 27. So
Yeah.
But yeah, 14
And-
hours is like is pretty good length for a game.
No, this is definitely felt like a good amount of time.
I do have to wonder. I will spoil one thing, and that's in how many endings there are. Just the amount of endings.
I don't know. I haven't even gotten
There
to the
are
first one.
3.
Oh, are there
Three.
3?
Okay.
That doesn't
There are
surprise
3
me. I mean,
endings.
games like this, we
And I'm
definitely have multiple
curious. I'm curious what will what directs which ending you get.
I think it's a lot of the communications with the essences that you'll talk with. You'll have a choice to either be kind of stern, or you can kind of show some emotion and certain aspects with certain things that you talk to. Because when you're dropping them off in the collective, sometimes you speak with them or they speak with you. And they'll ask you a question, and you can either just flat out say, this person didn't make it, or we did our best to save them. Like, however you want to approach the answer. There's only 2, and you're timed. You see the time bar doing this. You're like, that one.
No
Say
time to
that
look up
one.
the answer. Yeah.
No.
I hope it's that and not. I always hate it when the reason for multiple endings is you hit a button at the end of the game to get a different ending. Like Mass Effect did that, and Deus Ex did that. I think it was. So
I told you guys about Rusted Moss a couple months ago, and that was my only issue with the game was the endings were literally just I'd like to unlock the ending. You had to do certain things throughout the game, but the ending decision was literally the player's choice at the end. You
Man,
get
that's
dialogue options that trigger those endings after you've done the thing to unlock the dialogue option.
Right.
because then there's no reason to replay the game, right? Like this game actually has a new game plus mode, so I'm curious what that entails. Is there new stuff added to that? Is it harder? Is it just for story reasons, right?
Right.
Like I'm not expecting like near Automata levels of replayability or anything, but I am curious how they handle it.
Yeah, I don't think anything's going to be as deep as Near Automata goes, but I could definitely do a replay of this. This has been a lot of fun, and I'm worried. The reason that I wouldn't replay this for any reason would be that the ending just blew my mind so much that I needed some time to recoup from whatever. Either it's awful and I was like, "What? That's bullshit," or "Holy cow, I gotta process this. This is huge," because I feel like that's what I'm leading into. I feel like the ending I'm going into, or even how this game is gonna finish, that I'm like on bated breath on finishing this game. And I took last weekend off, which was super difficult to do because I am so close to finishing this and maybe getting some answers. But I have seen on YouTube like Cronos ending explained, which to me says you're going to need some explanation if you finish this game. You may not get all the answers you want. And then they're also in rumors, heavy air quotes rumors that a Cronos 2 might have been discussed at some point with the Bloober Team.
That's what I was going to ask, because like
I have to wonder about the sales numbers.
I'm curious because in terms of reviews, it was like mid to high 70s, which is good, right? And then that's fine, especially for a first entry into what could be a franchise. And that's what I was going to ask. Like, do you think this is worth a franchise, or is this better as a one and done canned story, right? Because not
depending on
everything
how
needs to be a
they end it,
franchise.
but I can definitely see being a different traveler and maybe playing like a prequel, like the traveler that solved this puzzle to get you through it. Let's see what that person had to go through. There are characters that I'm curious as to who they are that show up in this game that I think would be pretty neat to have their story have more in depth to it too. So I could certainly say maybe not like a continuation, but maybe let's step back and see what this character's life
Different
was like, or
viewpoint,
what this
yeah.
person was doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'd like to see. I think this world's got so many different facets to it that I think it'd be really cool to see from other travelers' perspectives. And a little bit of a piece of me when I first fired this up was like, how cool would it be that if you died, your character died, another traveler was awakened, and you just
Oh,
like you wouldn't have you would obviously get up to where you were at. There'd be this cool thing was like your traveler did all these things to get this person to where it's at now. So you'd start over where that character died instead of having to replay the whole thing over again, but you'd be a different
right.
traveler. I thought that would be kind of a cool.
Like even if it's
I
like solving the pandemic of these monsters, even if that was solved, the concept of a collective, this shadowy organization sending time travelers back to correct things is an interesting world to have built. So I could see them doing other
Right.
stuff too.
And the way they're correcting things is not exactly wholesome. So,
Right. Yeah. See,
the way they're doing it is not like they're just doing it because that's what they're told to do. This is their job. This is what they need to do. But there are some people like, why are you doing it that way? It's got to be a better way to do it than the way you're doing it. Like, this is the only way we know how. So, I mean, the way they extract the essences out is pretty
oh,
terrifying.
the one I saw was only kind of alluded to,
Yeah.
but oh man, like
Yeah.
the implication was pretty gory
You're not taking
and messed
somebody's
up.
hand and walking them into a light. You are pretty much removing their essence from their body. It's a trip. It's an absolute trip how they do it.
Yeah, her hand just like a bunch of
Yeah,
claws rip out from
the big
around her
old
hand,
daddy long
and it's
leg
just like, and
claws.
she's like, "It's time to go" or something like that. It's
Yeah,
like,
and then
oh
it cuts
shit.
out. Yeah, it's crazy. It's really cool. It's a really
yeah.
cool thing.
And then
I
I
don't
think
know.
I think you get flashes of the memory of the person or something.
Yeah,
So like
there's a whole thing with the essences that
it was
you carry
really
with you.
interesting how they handled it. I also want to mention I looked up sales numbers, and the only thing I found is Bloober announced that 3 days after release they had sold 200,000 digital copies across all platforms, which is pretty successful
That's good.
already. So that's
Yeah,
not counting physical copies, and that's a month ago.
right. I
So
heard their numbers were really good. I didn't think it was gangbusters, but I think Silent Hill did good things for their name, and this is just another continuation of
Yeah.
another Silent Hill-esque game where
Like
people like me are totally drawn to it, and I've been very impressed.
like I can see like for somebody like me where I look at Silent Hill, not my kind of game, but I was very curious to see how Kronos did for them. Whether it was really is this a one and done for the studio right now, or is this a trend going forward that hey these guys can do some really compelling games, and it
I think they
seems
can.
like
Yeah.
they're doing great work. I mean, this is Unreal Engine 5. It seems like my issue with a lot of games using Unreal Engine 5 is they look a lot like the same. They're very samey,
Mhm.
especially the ones with outdoor environments. But I look
Right.
at this game and it looks very, very well crafted, very interesting environments, definitely gory and creepy. It doesn't
Yeah.
look like an Unreal Engine 5 game in the best way of saying that, right? It's not
Right.
it doesn't look like a cookie cutter right now like a lot of other games do. So they definitely know what they're doing.
There's some
Interesting stuff.
similarities in other games. You can see you see Dead Space, you see Resident Evil, you see
Sure.
Silent Hill in there, but the inequities to it really stand out, I think. So,
Yeah.
I went in going, this is going to be a lot like Silent Hill 2 remake. I expected to be that way, and was pleasantly surprised on how much better of on its own accord that it wasn't just a pull from make this thing, because you can see things in the game where you're like, yeah, they took that from Silent Hill. I can see that design is very much what they were using in Silent Hill,
Right.
but beyond that, this game carries itself very well. Like if Silent Hill 2 Rape never came out and I played this from Blooper, I would be strongly and super impressed and very much ready for Chronos 2 pre-pandemic, like something else from this IP. I think this would be really cool to
Yeah,
continue
it's interesting
some way,
IP.
shape, or form.
I'm curious to see what happens to the Game Awards. I know, like we've had, like you said before, so many games that have been great this year. I'm
Mhm.
hoping this gets some kind of nomination in some category, not just audio design. I'd like to see something else. Just the story seems pretty awesome. So
There's been a lot of really cool new games that have come out, and I'm not saying that Chronos is game of the year for me or anything crazy like
right,
that, but this has been a phenomenal new entry into the horror survivor genre. I'm loving what I'm seeing coming out of stuff, and we've got more
yeah,
stuff coming out next year. We say it every year, Jake, right? It's going to be a banger year for games, and every goddamn year it
I
answers. You know,
I keep thinking that the
crazy.
year is going to be like we can't possibly have a year better than the previous year. Like last year was
Yeah.
it can't be any better than 2023. We had Baldur's Gate 3 that year. It was such a great year, and then last year was a ridiculous year. And then
Yeah.
we can't have 2025 being better than 2024.
Fucking
And then
Monster Hunter
fucking Clear
Wild,
Obscure comes
Clear
out.
Obscura. I mean,
Wild
God,
Blueprints
been,
is freaking good, and then
oh,
yeah,
man,
there's like
been on
at
a
least on one
roller
hand I can
coaster of
count 6
emotion.
great games. So
Roller coaster of emotions. Been a glass
all over the
box
place.
of emotions.
Silk
right
Song
now.
came out this year, like fucking
It's
Hades
been
too.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2026. I'm saying now, 2026. Gaming's dead. it's all downhill from here. We can't be better
Resident
than
Evil 9
2025.
in
This year's
February,
ridiculous.
dude. We're already starting out gangbusters again in
I
Resident
know.
Evil 9.
Yeah, I know.
Which looks great.
It does look good. Yeah, I gotta play those.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, anytime I
Right.
see somebody saying, "Oh, gaming's dead," I'm like, "What are you fucking on?"
They're not playing what we're playing. I tell you
There's
that right
so
now.
much stuff that's come out. It's been great. Like,
Yeah.
the industry may be shitty with all the layoffs and crap, but man, the games that are coming out are still freaking awesome. That's why it's so painful to see people lose their jobs when they release such awesome fucking games. So,
Spotify is going to tell me about all the video game composers that I listened to at the end of the year this year, and it's going to
there's so
be
many.
between Clear Obscura, Silent Hill, Cronos, like all these different soundtracks that I've all year I have listened to. I've Nine Inch Nails has been my break from those, and he just released the Tron soundtrack, so it's the same goddamn thing. You know, it's been a lot less singing for me and a lot more exploring my inner emotions to the sounds of some beautiful French orchestrated musics and some creepy guttural maulings from Silent Hill, and then cyber 80s dash punk music from Cronos. It's been fun. It's been a fun year.
Cool.
Yeah, this is a really neat game, and it does seem like the budget is just shy of what Silent Hill 2 remakes was. So they went all in with this one.
Yeah.
So I'm
believe it.
hoping they see a lot of success from this.
Yeah, I've other than the 78, I think they got on Metacritic. I've mostly positive, a lot of positives in Steam reviews. A lot of people have been touting how impressed they've been with it. And if anything, if I see anybody that say anything, they say the gameplay is a little lackluster, but the story itself is what keeps them coming back to the game, which I agree with.
The one thing I want to say,
you
though,
need something to care about, right? And the story makes you care about it. Like, I want to watch the rest of that playthrough so I know what the hell happens, because I'm real curious.
I'm gonna beat it tonight. Come on down. Come on down tonight. I'm gonna beat it tonight.
I do want to say, for folks who like look at the 78 and say, "Oh, it's not a good game," that's bullshit. Like, especially this year, you can't take the scores we've had in games this year as the norm, right? Like, games saying 90 plus is like excellent games, yes. 80s is fantastic, yes. 70 is still a great game.
High 70s.
Especially if you're into that genre, then this is a really good buy.
Yeah.
Even 60s. I think if you like the genre or the franchise, a 60 is still a good buy. It's, you know, below that, I think, is a pass. But 78 is still freaking awesome. Like, I'm fine with 78.
Yeah, if you gauge a lot of your stuff on Metacritic, this is not the year to do it, because there's been way too many 90s and high 80s between Monster Hunter, Clear Obscura, Blueprints, Silk Song, all these games that have come out that some of them have been waiting for years for it to finally release. A normal year would be, Wolf would not be killing us in our fantasy critic scores
brutalized
for such some great picks that he's got, you know. And it's this don't let, if you're on the fence about this game, if you like Silent Hill remake, if you like Dead Space, you like Resident Evil, you like any of the older Silent Hills, pick this game up, play it, enjoy it. It's fun. The story's great. It's fun. Definitely a jam of mine. Very much high on the wow, this is exactly what I wanted it to be, and then some. I was not disappointed playing this game at all. This hit every nerve that I wanted it to hit in the right way.
Now you got me curious. What's my fantasy critic score looking like compared to the rest of you guys?
200.
Yeah, I was right behind you there for a minute, and then Silk Song came out, fucker.
Yeah, no, Silk Song murdered you like Split Fiction murdered me, for sure. I know I'm not last.
Gosh, I am like
sadly, Sinistar
38
in last.
points in the lead.
It's nuts.
Like
I have Metroid Prime 4, and there's one other game coming out that could be pretty great, But even if they're like 90, I still have no hope in hell of making second place. You two are so far ahead, it's nuts. And I have like 80s on my list. I don't have bad games.
Right.
I got a solid lineup. We all do. It's crazy. I think counterpicks are what screwed me this year for sure.
Yeah. You picking Split Fiction.
Right out the gate.
Not what I thought it was. Well, I even took
read
Skate
the
Story.
title, dude.
Well, I did. I thought it was the other EA bullshit game. I didn't realize it was the EA game from what's his face Ferris, who does these awesome co-op games. I thought it was an online shooter. Not what I thought. But it's like, it's all right. Next year.
Yeah.
Next year I won't spend
Next
75
year.
of my budget on one fucking game that you guys didn't even bid on. That's okay.
I'm hoping Mouse PI gets like a 94. Then we might be in business. We might be okay.
That
I
might
might
be
be able to
okay.
take it.
I don't know. That
Anyways.
one looks okay. But yeah.
Well.
Great games this year.
All right.
For sure.
Yeah, it's been quite a year, and this one just kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't even know about this one until a couple weeks ago. Like a couple weeks before it came out, Chard was just like Cronos, 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 and I was like, okay.
Well, for those who hang out with me, it's been all year Cronos. I don't know when this is gonna drop, but I'm watching this thing like a fucking hawk. And then they said September, and I went, bought, purchased. It's mine. Once they gave me a viability, I bought that bitch, and here we are. And I'm glad I got it pre-ordered.
Yeah, and you bought it a 2-pack with something else, right? You bought it.
It came
with
the medium. The medium came
the
with it.
medium. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why I got it pre-order, because have we not learned our lessons from pre-orders yet? No, we have not. But I wanted to play the medium, and it was like, oh, you get a twofer. And I was like, fucking sold. I'm gonna get that right now. So that's a $50 game for free with a $50 game. So not bad.
Yeah, this game looks really cool, and I also am a sucker for anything that's like time travel or parallel worlds.
Yeah.
And the way this game seems to handle time travel, and a few of the spoilers that I read, it seems super interesting. And it it sounds like it kind of addresses a little bit paradoxes.
Mhm.
So I'm really intrigued. I want to see how this story unfolds.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if this is up your alley at all, it seems like it's worth your time.
Do it. Give Blooper your money. They deserve it. They made they're making some Blooper's really coming out swinging, and I'm really impressed. And now Silent Hill 1 is being worked on as we speak by the same team. I am floored. Cannot wait to see what they do with Silent Hill 1.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of Press B to Cancel, talking about Cronos, the New Dawn. Check it out. You can also check out our Patreon, which we have just set up not too long ago. You can find that at patreon.com/Press B to Cancel. There are some perks there, so check it out. You can also find us among the Superpod Network at superpodnetwork.com with some other great podcasts and interesting people. Do you guys have anything going on you want to share?
I've been playing a shit ton of Silksong. I got credits, but there's still a whole lot of game left I want to go through and play. I also kind of got stuck playing Hades 2, which is I didn't think I was going to enjoy Hades 2 as much as the first game, but it's definitely creeping up on me. I've already got 12 hours into it, and I've only been playing for a week. So
Nice.
I thought I had no time to play games this week, but it's the perfect handheld Steam Deck game, right? I can just lie in bed and do a run, but it's also that game where runs are like 30, 40 minutes, and then when you finish it, you're kind of like, just one more run.
Just one more. Just got to scratch the itch.
Just a lot there, yeah. So it's really a fun one. I wouldn't mind doing an episode on it maybe next year if you guys get a chance to play it. But Hades 2 is definitely a solid game. I'm glad it's out of early access and it's 1.0 now, because it's a great game from Supergiant Games for sure.
That's cool.
Anything not to Half-Life 2.
Yeah, no shit.
Look, I made progress. I got lost in
You're down to 3 months now.
I got plenty of time to get through the goddamn sewers. I got stuck in the sewers. I have to use a guide to beat Half-Life 2. I haven't done that in a while. But it's just I'll do it. I'll do it.
You know, if you played it like the younger versions of us played it, you'd already know those sewers like the back of your hand.
Yeah, well, I didn't beat it, but I got through this as a kid. I just pick
on you because this was your Sisyphean and you've been putting it off all year. I did not enjoy Half-Life 2 either. So
Procrastination, Jake.
That's why I feel like I don't like it at all. Like I feel like I fell off this for a reason, and I feel like I should
Yeah.
like the game. Everybody loves
Yeah.
Half-Life 2, so I'm glad it's
That's
not
not
just me
true.
not liking
I
it.
have it
think-
on Steam now. I should
Yep.
whip that up once before
gonna
we
say, I think-
do that episode.
Sinistar and I are really the only two that like preach Half-Life 2. I think Wolf has said he doesn't understand the hype about it. It's okay. And you right now, as your face would say, despise it. So
I feel like I have to beat it because I feel like I don't want to fantasy critic it, but I feel like next year we might actually get something Half-Life from Valve. There's been a lot of rumors swelling about a Half-Life something, maybe not 3, but something Half-Life related. So I feel like now's the time to beat the second game. I'm probably not going to touch the DLC or the expansion stuff, but I definitely want to beat the first game. I don't know. Working on it.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I've also been playing Silksong and dabbling with Hades too when I get pissed off at Silksong. But I'm going to force myself to finish it. Jake can do it. I'm definitely going to do my best to follow Jake's footsteps and try and finish
I'm
something
lousy
up.
at games, dude. So
Well, apparently
if I
not.
can beat
'Cause
it,
he's
you
crushing
can.
Silksong in like a weekend, and I'm literally about to fucking thunder punch my Steam Deck and snap it in half with that stupid game. But we just have different levels of difficulty. You're a better platformist than I am. Apparently, I've always been trash at platforming games, but it's fun. I enjoy Silksong. Every time I beat something, I get that Souls like thrill, adrenaline. When I finally beat, I beat the Weaver, and that was super fun. Or the Widow, not the Weaver. That was a cool fight. That story is really cool. Again, I'm going to be playing Cronos later this evening. I'm going to be finishing it up. So if anybody who's listening or watching us on YouTube or Twitch right now wants to come by over to Chardmonk at twitch.tv/Chardmonk, watch me finish up Cronos, and then we're probably going to start the medium. Once I get the green light, though, Silent Hill F is on, guys. It's going to happen, but I've
heard
wait.
good things about it.
I've heard
Another friend of mine has been playing it.
Yeah,
and he said they mix it up a little, but it's really cool how they do it.
I've heard it's a renaissance for Silent Hill thanks to remake, 2 remake and Silent Hill F. There's a renaissance going on in the world of Silent Hill, and as most of you gentlemen know, that is my house to live in right now. So I'm very excited. So November's looking like it's going to be Silent Hill F month for me. So we'll see how that goes. But we are going to play the medium too and try that out and check out that dual reality thing that I talked about during this episode. And yeah, just gaming and having a good time this weekend. Super chill.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening. This has been another episode of Press B to Cancel. Have a good one.
Such is our calling.